With Saturn remaining in the Pisces sign through the year and going retrograde towards the mid of the year, Jupiter getting into the Cancer sign somewhere in May and remaining in the Cancer sign throughout the year, this is going to bring a very auspicious period for a number of us, not only based on where Jupiter is placed, but also which dasha or antardasha period you are in. Hello, namaskar and adab to all my friends from your friend astrologer and guide Irfan once more with you from your very own channel Astro Assurance. Today we will be looking at how the next year 2026 will roll out for each one of us based on our rising signs, our ascendant signs and our zodiac signs. So let's jump in and see how the transits which are going to remain and be in effect through the year are going to bring out different results for each one of us. Now, for those people who are born in the Aries rising sign or zodiac sign, the year 2026 appears to be a period of significant karmic reckoning for you. So, there may be some internal transformations that you may be looking at, where some changes you will be looking at. You may be looking at doing something new, and you may be looking at how has your journey been so far. So there may be some long-term planning involved rather than just being a little flashy in your life so far. So the emphasis is going to very strongly shift, especially to the private spheres of life, with Saturn being in the 12th house and Jupiter going into the 4th house in your Cancer sign. So for career and public life, Saturn going retrograde in the 12th house will be indicating a period of there will be some introspection, not retrospection, introspection that you may do in your career and your life path so far. Some of you may feel a little disconnected from your usual ambitions, where you are going, how you are going. However, Jupiter in the 4th house may create great opportunities for you, because Jupiter is aspecting both your 10th house and Jupiter is also going to aspect Saturn in the 12th house, while Saturn is not going to aspect back. So this is going to be a great period from that perspective once Jupiter goes into the 4th house and Cancer. So this is the time of working behind the scenes, but also completing some of your projects and dealing with some of the karmic debts that you have, especially to friends or family, with Saturn also ruling the 11th house for you. So from the perspective of authority figure, for Saturn also ruling the 10th house, there will be visible support for you only if you are also working on the relationship with them. Okay, but it may be less than satisfactory if you are not ready to work on your relationship, and if you are going to become very competitive to them, or they may feel insecure about your performance because you may overshine them. So that is always there. So please this year be a little diplomatic, be a little tactful. Then Rahu being in the 11th house in Aquarius, so this is this will bring up some unconventional goals for you, especially where large networks are concerned. Technological careers will do very well. People who are working in careers where you have a humanitarian perspective in your career, where you are serving large masses, this will be an excellent period for you. You may also experience through sudden gains, through friends, through groups, over the internet, through your social connection, through your network connections also. However, Saturn still being the lord of the 11th house, being retrograde, means there may be some hidden costs which suddenly come your way. So being ambitious is very good this year. However, always also do some introspection about which direction your ambition is going, because if your ambition is not going in the right direction of your competence, where your experiences, because remember Jupiter also rules the 9th house. So if you're not bringing in your experiences so far, Jupiter is going into the Cancer sign, getting into exaltation. So this is the right time to use your experiences and your learning so far in your career. And if you're not able to do that, then this is going to be surely a challenge. So, but this is going to be one of the most positive influences with Jupiter aspecting your 10th house and ruling the 9th house of gains, and also aspecting its own sign and also Saturn there. So keep that in mind. Ketu being in the 5th house, which means you may feel a little disconnected from romance, from intimacy, from children. So you may take these may take a backseat. However, I would suggest that you focus on it, because what Ketu does in the 5th house is sometimes it brings sudden changes in your life without you making the move, if you are not ready to make move when the time comes. So Ketu is about a time coming. That's why many times Ketu in its transit or in its dasha or antardasha will activate transformation and changes in your life. So keep that in mind. So keep children, romance, intimacy and focus, and also changes in your job role. Maybe not the job, but this is a good time also to look out for new opportunities in this year, in the coming year. Okay, so be prepared to make the change, to make the move. Now for those people who are born in the Taurus rising sign or ascendant sign or Taurus zodiac sign, for you people, Jupiter is moving into the 3rd house in the Cancer sign, and Saturn is going to remain in the Pisces sign in the 11th house, but it may also go retrograde mid-year, while Jupiter will be moving somewhere around end of May in your 3rd house. So this is going to be a very auspicious period once Jupiter moves into the 3rd house, because of two reasons. One is Jupiter rules the 11th house of gains, wishes and desires getting fulfilled, and Jupiter is aspecting that house through 3rd house of effort, which means your effort this year are going to bring about the fulfillment of most of your wishes and desires. At least one of your wishes and desires, which was important for you, which was crucial for you, is going to surely come good. However, the other thing is Jupiter also ruling the 8th house is going to activate sudden opportunities for you. There may be small sudden issues also which may come, but they will come with the promise of change. It will come with the promise of some transformation which will be good for you long run. So keep that in mind. Saturn ruling the 9th and the 10th house and being in the 11th house in Pisces. So here you may be reevaluating some of your social connections, social ambitions. However, you may also be reevaluating some of the ambition that you have about your career. Am I doing this right? Am I moving in the right direction or not? However, overall this is a good period. So what Jupiter does is, even if you take some risks this year which may not be best for you, it will kind of balance it out in the long run for you. So surely this is going to be a good period for higher learning. Saturn ruling the 9th house, and there's going to be some spiritual leaning also. You may make some spiritual visits, or you may depend more on the high energy for fulfillment. There may be times of prayer, there may be time of intuition. All these are getting activated. Now Rahu in the 10th house, while Saturn ruler of the 10th house being in the 11th house of ambition, but in with the retrograde, which means that some of you may look at your careers and see, because Rahu is creating the hunger and greed. Rahu wants you to go hammer and tongs and do something about your career, but at the same time you may feel, am I moving in the right direction or not? And you may look out for opportunities actively, and if you're not, it will be a good thing if you actively look out for that move, because it can be a great period for you from that perspective. Now Jupiter in the Cancer sign, while Jupiter also is aspecting your 7th house of relationships. So this can be a good period for starting new partnerships, new relationships also, but this is the best time to start something of your own. People who are thinking of doing something online, this is an excellent period. People who are in marketing, people who are writing, teaching, sales, any field that you influence people, any field that is related to communication, any field which is related to dealing with the masses, media, you are going to do fantastic. You are going to do very good. 8th house energy is coming in, and Jupiter also aspecting your 9th house while being the 8th house ruler, which means some sudden decision that you take or sudden opportunities which come by, you may force you to think, and you may think in two different tangents. Should I do this or should I do that? So there will be some dilemma. Where am I making more gain? So here you will have to be really careful of where you take a decision, because whichever you take, whatever decision that you take will remain stable for you, not only for this year, for many more years to come. So be really careful of how you decide and what to decide and how you're going forward with it. Ketu remaining in the 4th house through the year, and so what it brings out for you is the opportunity is to do something at home. So some of you may relook at home opportunities or domestic life. However, some of you, Jupiter moving in the 3rd house may make you feel that are you in the right relationship or not? Are you with the right person in your domestic life or not? So domestic life is surely going to go through some transformation, some change. Either huge change or the small change, but whatever the change may come, do it diligently, do it, think hard about it, because the chance of improvement is there. Ketu is not asking you to let go. Ketu is asking you to improve. Now, if the improvement means letting go of some negative energies, negative baggages because you're not feeling good, so be it. So that time may come. You will feel the pull on the domestic life or pull in your relationship also to an extent. So be careful of which direction you move with this, because this can be hugely transformative for a long period to come. Now, those people who are born in the Gemini rising sign or Gemini ascendant, Gemini rules both, Mercury rules both your Lagna and the 4th house. So both of these houses are going to be in focus, largely because of two reasons. One, Saturn is aspecting your 4th house with the 7th aspect, but it is going to go retrograde somewhere mid of the year. So it's aspect on the 4th house, aspect on the 12th house, it's aspect on the 7th house of relationship. So aspect on both the 4th and the 7th, when it is going to retrograde, is going to pull the strings on your domestic. However, Jupiter in a very strong position in your 2nd house of income in exaltation is activating income to a huge extent. So those people who are going to ready to make the move, positive moves in terms of trying to increase their earning, increase their livelihood, increase your ability to be able to push for gains, is going to be very good, especially because Jupiter also rules your 10th house of career. So this is going to be a fantastic period. Teamwork will be good, teamwork will be smooth, teamwork will help you doing some projects, coming good with projects, which is going to increase your ability to be able to do very well earning wise. Some of you may have to make a move in career before you have that earning. However, be careful, because Saturn is going retrograde post June in the 10th house. So be careful of what kind of decisions you take regarding career, because this can be affecting your career for many years to come, or just 1 or 2 years. So be careful of how you are looking at that decision making. Okay, but Jupiter ruling your 7th and the 10th house and being in the Cancer sign is going to be fantastic. So you need to be wary of where your moon is placed in your chart, because that is going to have a bearing on what kind of results you are going to get in the long run. Now, Rahu remaining in your 9th house of gains is going to activate the hunger and greed for you to be able to do better. So the energies getting activated are for you to push forward where gains are concerned, but this is also going to activate for you looking out for opportunities beyond your national boundaries or beyond your domestic boundaries. Some of you may also look at career or a move into a multinational corporation or foreign company, or you may serve, maybe even currently you're serving foreign clients directly or indirectly. So that is getting activated, which means a good opportunity is going to come by this year for you to make a move in that direction and do very well, get a lot of gains. However, be careful of who you trust, because Rahu in the 9th house of gains, but its ruler Saturn, the 9th house ruler Saturn, is going retrograde in the 10th house post June. So which means if you're not careful of who you trust, you may be misled into taking a decision regarding a career, regarding gains, and then you may you learn from the experience, because it is the 9th house of experiences involved. But why let go of a great opportunity when Jupiter is in the second house of earning, livelihood? So be careful of decision making there. Now Ketu remaining in the third house, which means some of you may feel little lackadaisical, little lazy this year. Should I really be doing this? Should I really be doing that? So you may be procrastinating some of your decisions this year. Don't do that. This is a good period for you. You can be a little more careful of what kind of decisions you take post July, when Saturn goes retrograde, but not before that. So the first 5-6 months, especially the period between May to July, is an excellent period for you. So most of the decisions may happen then, most of the opportunities may come then, most of the happenings may happen then. So if you are procrastinating, you're sleeping on your haunches, you're not moving the grade, then you may not be able to make gains. So please push forward and make use of this opportunity during those months. As I said, Ketu's place in the third house may not give you the greatest of energies. So sometimes you may feel little stuck in some of your projects. But my suggestion would be, keep at it. Don't let go. Keep at it. Keep being motivated. Do a lot of self-talk. Do a lot of self-motivation. No, it's going to happen. It may be stagnant only for a few months. I'm going to do it. So keep that positive self-talk, keep up the effort, and you will get great fruits of your labor. If not immediately in the beginning of the year, then post June, surely, as long as you keep up the effort up. Now those people who are born in the Cancer rising sign, Cancer zodiac sign. So here this is going to be an excellent period because Jupiter is moving into the Lagna in exaltation. So what does this mean? Jupiter ruling the 6th house of service. This means service, career is strongly getting activated for you. So fantastic period to do very well in your career, in your service, which will improve your status in society. It will improve the stature. It may improve your designation, what you're holding. It also depends obviously how Mars is placed in your chart. But this is going to be important because Jupiter is going to aspect both your 5th house of gains into the Scorpio sign, the sign of transformation. Scorpio sign is also your 5th house, which is the 8th to the 10th house. So 8-8 combination is getting activated. 8th sign in the 5th house, and the 5th house is 8th to the 10th house, but under the aspect of Jupiter with this 5th aspect. So a lot of good gains are getting activated. Transformation for change in career is getting activated. So either the change in career will come with your own effort, own communication, own ability to push the grade. However, it can also come by looking at or being prepared for taking the right of transformation, right change, right movement when the time for a career move comes. Again, as I said, this depends on the dignity of Mars in your horoscope, how it is placed, and which dasha, ananta dasha you're going through. Now, Saturn remaining retrograde in your 9th house of gains, but also the house of spirituality, house of experiences, which means if you have learned from your experience so far, then even during the retrograde period, Saturn will keep supporting you, keep serving you. But if you have not learned from your experiences, if you have still been the bad boy or the bad girl, and not paying heed to superiors, not paying heed to managers, not paying heed to senior people, what they are doing, being in the bad books of your senior people at work or your team, then this is going to be a tough period because Saturn also rules your 7th house of partnerships. So yeah, for those people who are on the verge of, the relationship is not really going good. So for those people, certain things will be getting activated from a partnership, from a second relationship perspective also things are getting activated. So if you're not too sure of your current relationship, by June or maximum July, there may be a decision making period for you. You will be maybe forced to take a decision this way or that way. Saturn being in the 9th house, which is also the house of second relationships, specifically because Saturn also rules the 7th house of relationship. So the second relationship is getting activated for very few people, and ex coming back into your life, not getting back into your life in a relationship, but getting connected to them, meeting them may also happen. For very few of you, it may rekindle the old passions and certain things may start. So if you have been trying to improve your relationship with your ex and you've been saying sorry, whatever, keep up the effort. things may rekindle if that relationship was really important for you. Now the other thing is Saturn also rules the 8th house. So this will happen suddenly. Not only will the rekindling of relationships happen, but also partnerships, bringing sudden gains for you, new projects for you, moving in the right direction may also happen because Saturn also rules the 8th house. However, Rahu place there is creating a strong hunger and gains for new movement up. I want to do very well. I want to do new projects. I want to move up. Why have I stagnated here? Why are things not happening for me? So you may push forward in that direction, wanting the change and transformation to happen. However, the transformation or change you're looking at gains more from a money-wise perspective, from a financial security perspective. So for some of you that may happen, new opportunities may come, but you have to keep an eye out for it, where the opportunities may come. Secondly, Rahu being in the 8th house is also you being misled with an opportunity because Saturn is going retrograde in the 9th house of gains, not being able to understand the right opportunity and going in the wrong tangent. However, either of the opportunities will bring gains for you, financial gains for you, money gains for you. So keep your mind open for the right way to make the money, right place to make the money, right tangent to make the money, right career to make the money in, because your Jupiter rules the 6th house of career and getting into an exaltation sign in the Lagna. Now Ketu remaining in the 2nd house. This means that that transformation or change will come with your effort when you are keeping an eye out for the change, because Ketu also co-rules the 5th house, the Scorpio or sign, along with Mars. So now Mars rules your 10th house of career. Ketu rules the 5th house along with Mars for change, for transformation. So your Mars dignity in your horoscope is critical, but also how you're looking at an opportunity, how you're looking at the change, how you're looking at the transformation is also critical. Based on that, the luck will shine for Cancer ascendant natives. Now for those people who are born in the Leo zodiac sign or Leo rising sign or Leo ascendant, here Jupiter will be moving into your 12th house and exaltation sign post May, and here this is creating excellent opportunities for you for gains, strong gains. Jupiter ruling the 5th house of gains, of education, of romance, of intimacy, of speculative investments. This is a fantastic period for each one of them. Intimacy, romance can be of very high value. Bed pleasures may be very high. So be careful of what kind of bed pleasures you are getting into, because there may be more than one opportunity coming by for you to enjoy the bed pleasures, because Jupiter is getting exalted in the 12th house of bed pleasures while ruling the 5th house of intimacy and gains. So many romances, many opportunities of intimacy may come in. This is especially important for those people who have a strong Venus in your chart. So for women, you may have many suitors who may reach out to you for a relationship, for dating. So if you are into dating apps and all, you may be put in many directions. You may get confused. My suggestion would be to not hurry into any relationship quickly, not jump into bed with anybody quickly. Now it's up to you whether you really want to jump into bed or not. But jump into bed means to start taking the relationship more seriously. Okay. So sometimes when we get too intimate with somebody, we also start developing some feelings for them, or soft corner for them, or feel this person is not too bad and all, because there is some emotional connection which may happen. I don't know about the new generation, but my generation surely gave a lot of importance to intimacy and closeness. But this is important for you. So male or female, because Rahu is in the 7th house in the Aquarius sign, which is the 11th house of the Kalpurush only. So Rahu getting into the 7th house means now the hunger and greed for new partnerships, for novelties in partnership, novelties in the conjugal life may also be kick-started. Till Jupiter was in the 11th house, here it was giving you the wisdom to think through before moving forward, before moving into an acquaintance, before moving into a friendship, before moving into a social connection. But now Jupiter getting into the 12th house. Mind you, Jupiter does well in the 12th house, but the 12th house is also the house of waste and excess and of bed pleasure. So you ending up in an opportunity where, I mean, you are gaining from that love, that intimacy, because of Jupiter being there. Jupiter is exalting the results of the bad pleasures, but it is also the house of waste and excess. So the waste and excess, or the expending of higher energies for no long-term gain may be there. Only short-term pleasures may be there. So be careful there. However, what is important is Rahu placed in the 7th house is also giving you an opportunity for making a lot of gains in your career through partnerships. So how you're working with your team members, how you're working with your superiors, how you're working with higher up, the powers that be, is very, very important. Now, another important thing is Ketu is going to remain in the Lagna. And what Ketu will do while it is in the Lagna is, because Ketu is in the Lagna and aspecting the Sagittarius sign ruled by Jupiter, while Jupiter is getting into the Cancer sign. So here Ketu is asking you to make a transformation career-wise, transformation romance-wise, transformation children-wise. So it will ask you to relook at your children if you have not focused your attention on children, or start a new family if you have no progeny, if you don't have children, or if there is one child and there's 3-4 years since the second child has come, so then you may think of, okay, let me start a family, the second child. Some of you who are in a family way, who are in a relationship, may suddenly find good news coming to you that you are pregnant. So be careful if you really don't want a child, so you know what to do. So I'm not giving you ways and means to avoid a child, but I'm telling you how to think through planning a family. That's what I mean. Secondly, Ketu also in the Lagna, which means here you may have a hunger and greed for, I am stuck up in my job, I am stuck up in my designation, I am stuck up in the stature, I am not moving up. So the hunger and greed for moving up or transformation. Ketu is the planet of change and transformation. So you may want a change and transformation to do something in life, to get something more creative, for stature, for designation. So that hunger and greed may push you into a relationship, acquaintance, or even a job, which may not be good for you in the long run. So be careful there. However, overall, with Jupiter ruling the 5th house and Jupiter also ruling the 8th house, this is a period of excellent transformative energies for you, which will be keeping you good in the year and maybe many years to come if you make the right decision. Now, for those people who are born in the Virgo rising sign, for these people, for Virgo rising sign people, Jupiter is moving into your 11th house. So this is going to be an excellent period for big societal gains. Now keep in mind that Jupiter is moving into the 11th house in exaltation, while Jupiter rules both the 4th house and the 7th house. So this means great opportunity for you connected to home investments, connected to do something great asset wise, making investments connected to buying new purchases, investing in some property, or purchasing of inconveniences. Any of you working connected to masses, where your lives of masses is connected to you in some way, where through work or through social responsibilities, you are going to do very, very well, because the 4th Lord is getting into exaltation in the 11th house of societal gains, societal network. So excellent period for that. Jupiter also ruling the 7th house and then moving in exaltation in the 11th house means huge opportunity for new gains coming in relationship wise, partnership wise. So new opportunities for new gains coming in domestically, asset wise, convenience wise, and partnership wise. So if you are in and working in an organization, especially large organization where you cater to the masses, you are doing something where you're serving the masses, this is a great period for move up in career. There may be good opportunities for new social connections also, new social acquaintances. Through partnership, you may also get an opportunity. Some of your old colleagues, some of your old bosses may also get in touch with you, asking you whether you are okay, whether you want to join an opportunity with us, whether you want to work with us. So keep an eye open for that opportunity. But be careful, because Saturn is going to go retrograde in the 7th house somewhere post June. Saturn also rules the 5th house and the 6th house. So career wise, if you're not in good books of your juniors, then your superiors may not push your case for a promotion, for a growth. So keep in mind that your relationship with your subordinates should be good. They should be liking you, they should be supporting you for the relationship, for the leadership position also. Your relationship that way with your junior should be good. But there is also a small opportunity for some of you that at work you may get connected to somebody who's working below you. Sparks may fly. That may lead you to becoming friends with them. That may also go forward. But because Saturn being retrograde, the relationship may not survive for long. So be careful of what kind of relationship you get into, specifically with subordinates, because the 5th house of romance is also getting activated strongly here. Then Ketu remaining in your 12th house, which means there is a chance that there is a chance of transformation in your career, even location wise. So those people who want to go to foreign land, this is strongly getting activated to go to foreign lands, move in foreign lands, or changes in foreign lands connected to your role or your career. Strong chances of that gain, strong chances of that transformation is coming your way. Rahu remaining in the 6th house, in the house of service, which means the hunger and greed to do something, to move up the career ladder is going to be very strong. Jupiter is also going to support you to a certain extent, but Jupiter is not directly connected to the 10th house of career. So yeah, where Jupiter is placed in your horoscope will depend to a large extent how you're moving up the career ladder surely. So, but keep in mind, partnerships are important this year, speculative investments are very important this year, new acquaintances are important this year, but transformation changes related to foreign lands, foreign opportunities, foreign organizations, foreign people is strongly getting activated for Virgo rising sign people. Now for those people who are born in the Libra rising sign or ascendant sign, zodiac sign, for this zodiac sign, Jupiter is moving into the 10th house in the Cancer sign in exaltation. This is an excellent move that Jupiter is doing because of two reasons. One, Jupiter rules the 3rd house of effort, communication, ability to influence people, ability to market yourself. Then getting into exaltation in the 10th house, which means most of your efforts where you use your communication, where you use your ability to influence people, where you use your ability to sell your products, your services, or yourself as a competent person or experienced person, there you may get great fruits of your labor connected to career. Very important. So this year is saying the more efforts you put in the right direction with the right competence, with the right expertise, but with the right intent, then you may do very well. This is also important because Jupiter also rules your 6th house of service, career, serving others. So that is the intent where it comes in. So if your job or if your intention is to serve people, to help society, then the gains will come to you. Designation is coming to you, better stature is coming to you, better role is coming to you, the coffers are opening for you from career wise, job wise. So keep an eye open for that. So efforts are going to prove good for you. Rahu remaining in the 5th house in the Aquarius sign of society, societal connection, but Ketu going into the 11th house in the Leo sign, which means you need to be responsible for which acquaintances you are getting in, with what social connections you're getting in, because the opportunity of many new opportunities for new connections is coming in. So you may move in different tangents. There may be more opportunities to make friends with this person or that friend, go out with this person or that friend. And 5th house is also the house of romance. So here Ketu is asking you to be more responsible in your relationship and not go with anybody just because you have an opportunity for romance, for intimacy, just to have fun. So Rahu may want a lot of fun this year. You will get a lot of opportunities for fun. But Ketu is asking you to go slow. Be careful of who you have the fun with, because the chances of you having a bad name in society are also high. The chances that those relationships may be too flippant. That means 3-4 months you are with somebody and that doesn't work out, then another 3-4 months with somebody, that may also be there. So be careful of who you get into a relationship. The chances of intimacy, love, romance, change, gains in speculative investments are also high. So be careful of where you're investing, because those investments may either be misled or you may be stuck up. But the gains are surely there. Either you can make small gain, or you can make big gains. So with due diligence, you can make big gains or long-term gain. With not being due diligent, then the gains may be small or the gains may not be much. but the chances of loss are lesser this year than earlier. But the biggest chance, as I said, is in career because of Jupiter there. Saturn remaining in but going retrograde somewhere mid-year post June, while Saturn also rules the 5th house and the 4th house, which means domestically some of you may feel that you may feel pushed back, or you may not feel as supported or as acknowledged, as appreciated at home. Don't take it too much to chance. This is you have to focus more on investments, romance, career, rather than getting pushed back or pulled back by domestic issues. So don't take it too hard, don't think too much. But if Saturn is not well placed in your horoscope, some of you are going through a Sadesati because Saturn is penultimate to the moon, over the moon, or second house to the moon, then be more careful about your career, because career this year is very good for career, which means keep an eye out for the right opportunities and move in the right direction in the matters of service, because the 6th house and the 10th house are activated great for all the Libra sign people. Now, for those people who are born in the Scorpio rising sign or Scorpio zodiac sign, this is an excellent period for you connected to your career, because Ketu is going to remain in your 10th house and career and is creating opportunity for transformation, strong transformation. But this is going to be more evident this year because of Jupiter moving into your 9th house in the house of gains and exaltation, while Jupiter rules the 2nd house of income, of higher revenue, more money in the bank. So this is the time, excellent period for gains connected to career through a change and transformation in your career, in your role in your career, in the projects that you work in your work, connected to your team also. So excellent period to also keep an eye out for new opportunities coming your way. However, Jupiter placed in the 9th house also says you use your experiences. So for some of you, if you really want to do very well in career, then you will have to continuously reinvent yourself. At least this year, try and do some certification, some learning, some competence, some project, because of which you are able to push your case, or your reputation should be that this person is very learned, this person is very experienced, this person is very competent for the role that is open in the organization, or an organization may even look at you for a role based on your competence, based on your experience. So if you're doing some certification this year, even in your current organization, that may go a long way forward to be able to help you do some projects, take up new responsibilities, or even move up the career ladder. So this is going to be excellent period. Rahu remaining in the 4th house, while the ruler of the 4th house, Saturn, is going to go retrograde post June. This means that start of the year, the focus and attention be on the domestic matters, but post mid-year, the focus and attention may move slowly away towards matters of income, financial security, health, children. So domestic issues may take a backseat later. Start of the year, the focus will be more on these. Later part of the year, the focus may be more career decision, moving up the career ladder, because of Jupiter moving post May into the 9th house. So try and sort out most of the matters connected to domestic life. I'm not saying don't go home post June. I am saying try and sort out most of your issues at home or related to home. Investments, documentation, home repair, whatever, moving of home, try and do it, most of it before June, because post June, the excellent period for focusing on career, focusing on money, focusing on financial security, focusing on high earning, all is getting activated. So why should you be pulled in two directions? It's what I'm saying, when Jupiter is going to be in excellent position, because Jupiter also rules the 5th house of speculative investments and gains. So this is also right time. So we will take due diligence in the first 6 months of the year, but post June, this is going to be an excellent period to invest in the right speculative investments and make money. So those people who have their own businesses, this is an excellent period for you to do really well in your business, and focus on the right opportunities, focus on the right partnerships, and then you may do well. Some of you may turn spiritual, some of you, there may be many journeys also, travel opportunities this year. at least one long journey may happen, and maybe one international trip may also get activated for you. So if some of you are looking for foreign careers, this can be a right time for you to make that move. Some of your students looking at admissions in universities abroad, excellent period for you, because the 4th house is also activated with Rahu there, and Jupiter is activating the 9th house of gains connected to competence, experience and education and learning. Now those people who are born in the Sagittarius rising sign, Sagittarius ascendant or Sagittarius zodiac sign. So here this is a excellent period which is happening for you, because your Lagna Lord Jupiter is getting an exaltation in the 8th house. Now why the 8th house becomes important is because the 8th house is also the house of transformation and changes, and your Lagna Lord is getting into the 8th house. So the Lagna's transformation is coming through the Lagna Lord's exaltation through 8th house of transformation, of changes and opportunities. But the opportunities will not come months in advance. The opportunity will come suddenly. If you don't have your ears and eyes to the ground, eyes open and ears to the ground, you will miss that opportunity. So keep your eyes open for that opportunity. Keep looking at where the opportunities are coming from. You can try and activate some opportunities also, where you get in touch with people, you go online for a new job role or new project or new learning. Activate that, and this is going to be excellent period because of not only Jupiter getting into exaltation from in the 8th house, but Jupiter ruling the 4th house of domestic issues. So shared resources may happen. Some of you may invest in some property or some shared resource with your spouse, with your girlfriend, with your living partner or whatever. But the 8th house is also getting activated, which means some relationships getting activated, some hidden intimacy getting activated. So you may get a lot of opportunities to get into a lot of intimate situations suddenly, sudden opportunity. You get into a party, get into a social event, and suddenly you like somebody, they like you, one thing leads to the other. So here be careful of how you are going to take things forward. So don't ignore those things, okay? So if you are getting more chance of intimacy, doesn't mean you end up in bed with somebody. So be careful here, because Saturn is in the 4th house and it is going retrograde post June. So this may affect your domestic issues. So I'm not saying don't enjoy intimacy, but be careful of who you're going with, who you're getting very social with. So those opportunities are surely there. If you're single, if you want to have fun, so be my guest. However, because Jupiter also rules the Lagna, your reputation may be also at stake here. However, if you're taking the right opportunities connected to work, sudden opportunities connected to investments, sudden opportunities connected to speculative investments, sudden opportunities connected to new projects, sudden opportunities connected to moving up the career ladder, then take them. Keep your eyes and ears open for them. Rahu in the 3rd house, in the 11th sign of Aquarius, which means your communication is being given a fillip. You're being given the energy to move forward. Use your skills in communication, in your ability to influence people, in ability to market people, and bring it to your advantage. This is an excellent period for you to be able to move up the career ladder using your efforts, using your communication and making gains there. So you will find that you are being given the edge through your communication skills and influencing skills. So use it to your advantage rather than letting it go by the wayside. Ketu remaining in the 9th house of gains of experience, which means that this is the time to also relook at new projects, something new you do, new certifications also you do. But there may be one change, one opportunity which comes to you through career, where a change, long-term journey may be also under focus. Now those people who are born in the Capricorn rising sign or Capricorn ascendant or Capricorn zodiac sign. So here your Lagna Lord Saturn will be retrograde mid-year, post June for remaining part of the year. So this is important. However, Jupiter, your 12th Lord and your 3rd Lord, which Saturn is placed, that getting into exaltation in the 7th house and aspecting Saturn, which means Jupiter is going to be the controlling energy almost throughout the year. Jupiter will be controlling the gains, Jupiter will be controlling your communication, Jupiter will be controlling your efforts also. Because Saturn is placed in the 3rd house of efforts, so some of you may feel lazy, some of you may procrastinate, some of you may push that I don't want to do this, I want to do that later, I will not do this now. So that kind of energy may come in for you, but Jupiter will give you the fillip, Jupiter will give you the energy. However, Jupiter placed in the 7th house means the opportunity for you to do very well connected to partnerships, connected to new businesses, connected to something new that you do is very, very high, but with due diligence because of Saturn going in retrograde post June. So if you're planning to do something of your own, doing something on the social media, using some platform for it, maybe starting a new channel, becoming an influencer, starting your own business, starting a new consulting thing, starting a new thing where you are partnering with somebody, excellent period, but with due diligence because of Saturn going retrograde, because you will start doing something and it will go smoothly, but the results will not come to you easily. Your results will take a lot of time, many months to come in, as long as you do your keep putting in effort, and the period is good. But if you're doing the right due diligence, if you're doing the right marketing, if you're reaching out to the right people, then the period is excellent for you, specifically connected to your efforts. Really good period, and to earn money because of Rahu being in the 2nd house of income. Rahu co-rules Aquarius sign along with Saturn. So while Saturn is going retrograde in the 3rd house of effort, Rahu is in the 2nd house of high earnings. So your hunger is there. I want to earn more money. I want to rise up. I want more savings. My savings are all getting diluted. So the hunger and greed is there. However, the introspection should also be there. The eye to look at the right opportunity should be there, and your ability to work with the right team member should also be there, because all this is getting activated with Jupiter going in the prosperity way. And Jupiter also rules the 3rd house of effort. So obviously the effort is going to give you the fruits of labor through your ability to work in a team, through your ability to work with people on a day-to-day basis. And Jupiter is also aspecting your Lagna. So this is excellent period for that. Ketu in the 8th house is keeping you away from a lot of sudden opportunities as well as sudden pitfalls, sudden challenges. So the sudden issues which are really firefighting ones will be less. You will be safe there. But Ketu is also keeping away a lot of opportunities, certain things coming your way. But if you are if you're putting stable effort, stable hard work over the last 2-3 years, this is an excellent period for all of them to pay you back. Rather, new things coming for you, all that effort that you put over the last 2-3 years, all is coming to you. Specifically, if you are in a Jupiter Dasha or Antardasha, or Rahu Dasha or Antardasha, or Saturn Dasha or Antardasha, things are getting really activated for you. Obviously, what's dignity Saturn is in your horoscope also is going to be important, because Saturn is your Lagna Lord and is going retrograde. But overall, excellent period for Capricorn rising sign and zodiac sign people. Make use of the opportunities, make use of the gains that is coming to you, make use of new connections you're making, make use of the effort in the right direction with the strong, excellent communication skills, and a very strong Rahu in the 2nd house of income. Now, for those people who are born in the Aquarius rising sign, or Aquarius zodiac sign, or Aquarius ascendant, so here Rahu remaining in your Lagna in the throughout the year is going to be very important. However, keep in mind that the Lagna Lord Saturn is going to go retrograde post June mid-year. So the first 6-7 months can bring you new opportunities, new gains also. But once May happens and Jupiter moves into your 6th house, but in exaltation, while Jupiter also rules your 11th house and 2nd house of income, which means in service. For all those people who are doing a job, excellent people, time to move up the career ladder, to move up, to do new projects, to take up new roles, and even get a promotion. However, the only thing could be in terms of higher increment, money making, Saturn going retrograde. So do your due diligence, don't chase money. Saturn going retrograde in the 2nd house of income means don't chase money, chase the role, chase the designation, chase the brand of the organization rather than money. Don't make money the highest motivation for you to make a change in your job role or whatever. So keep that focus in mind and save some money. Don't loosen the purse strings and you gaining some money or some liquid money, you going and spending that, because Saturn going in the going retrograde in the second house, which means this saving will not come back easily to you. So don't go and spend a lot of money. However, because Saturn also rules the 12th house, and while it is the Lagna Lord, which means there will be sudden spending opportunities coming your way and you will be forced to spend that. So there, be careful of which is really required spending. Sometimes you have to do a renovation at home, which is spending, sudden spending opportunity coming our way. But we go up and do a lot of things. I want this, I want this. Anyways, I'm not going to refurbish my house all the time, so let me do this and do that. You may be loosening your purse strings too much. So don't do that. Do just enough which is required. Just comforts are more important than really luxuries. Be flippant if you want, but this is the period of introspection, specifically post June. So where you're making the investments, where the money is coming from, how much spending is happening is going to be very tight this year. But a great period for growth, for new jobs, for new roles, moving up the career ladder, influencing people, shining at work is really there. But toward the end of the year, you will find if you have been focusing on work, on career, on role in projects rather than money, end of the year you will the fruits of your labor will come back to you when Saturn starts to move again slowly in the direct motion. So this is going to be an excellent period for you. Rahu remaining in the Lagna, which means Rahu is igniting the hunger and greed for designation, for stature, for prestige in society. And Jupiter going into the 6th house of career, which means through your work, through your career, stature may increase, designation may increase, standing in society may also increase. However, be more diligent before you take it up, because the chances of being misled and taking up a wrong opportunity while the period is good is very strong. Especially if you are in the Rahu Dasha or Antardasha, be little due diligent. However, if you use Rahu wisely, this can be a best year for you to really, jump or leapfrog into a new road, leapfrog into a new brand, leapfrog into a new organization, leapfrog your life with much more energy forward. Ketu being in the 7th house means that be careful of new partnerships, new teams, new people. Don't trust people too much if you have not found them trustworthy yet, if you don't have the trust built yet. So be a little careful of who you're signing up, who you're going forward with, who you're selecting as your team member, who you are taking up in a new project, because that opportunity is coming your way. New projects, new team is coming. But be careful as long as you do that. Then overall, one of the most fantastic periods is coming up for Aquarius zodiac sign people. Now, for those people who are born in the Pisces zodiac sign or Pisces rising sign or Pisces ascendant sign, here two things are important. The Lagna Lord Jupiter is getting into an exaltation sign in the 5th house of gains. One of the best periods that can happen for a Lagna Lord is to get exalted into any of the trine houses. So a really a good period that way. Here Jupiter not only rules the Lagna, but Jupiter also rules the 10th house of career and going into the 5th house in the 4th sign, but in the 5th house of, which is the 8th to the 10th house. Gains coming into change or transformation in career, and it rules the 10th house also. So for Pisces rising sign people, Pisces zodiac sign people, excellent period to make a change of your own effort, through your communication skills, through your ability to influence people, through an interview, through projects, through a new role. Strong opportunity for growth in career is coming, even for those people who are doing their own business, who are doing something of their own, or doing a consulting business. Wherever the competency, expertise that you have in a career, and then you are making a move either through a new role, through a new project or new career role, very fantastic period for Pisces rising sign people are surely coming in. Only thing you need to worry about is post June, things will move slowly because of Saturn going retrograde. So if you're taking up a new opportunity may come, new role may come, but things will really move slowly. So you'll have to keep the energy up, keep your motivation up, keep motivating yourself and keep pushing forward, because the results may come to you fag end of the year. So don't worry if the results are not coming after you get the role, after you get the project. Don't feel stagnated. It will take a few months for you to grow into a new role, few months for you to grow into a new project, few months for you to grow into a new team. So give that time. Don't feel that, okay, the year started very, very well. The period from May to July, August, September was very good. After that, I felt stagnated. Don't take too much to heart. Few months of stagnation is not bad. It is a time for reinforcement. It is time to learn, and it's a time to also make new investments in a team, in a role, in a career, and also speculative investments. This is an excellent period to make a lot of money through some wise, expert-oriented speculative investments, rather than throwing caution away, of what is it? Throwing caution to the wind and doing things which will not work for you long run. So some of you in speculative investments and shares, those kinds of things may take higher risk. Yeah, you may make a lot of money if you're using your due diligence. Otherwise, Rahu in the 12th house of waste and effort, some of your efforts may go to waste and excess. You may end up spending more money. You may gain money, you may spend all of it, either through wrong investments or a lot of splurging. I've made so much money, I'm making more money, I've got a new job, I've got a new career, I've got a new project. Let me spend, let me splurge, let me enjoy, let me live it up. So be a little careful there. Don't overdo, don't overspend. Now Ketu going into the remaining in the 6th house, which means the career or the job may get stagnated from the people working below you. So if you get a new role, if you get a new project, work on the relationship with your subordinates, work on the people who are working, your equation or your rapport with people working below you, because they may become a spanner in your works when Saturn remains retrograde. So if you have excellent relationship with them, if you have excellent equation with them, and if you're working hard with them, Jupiter doing very well for you, use the period to really make good this period. Work on this relation with subordinates in the long run, because this can be a very good period to lay the foundation. Once some gains come to you for this in this year, to lay the foundation through your effort, through your teamwork, to be able to leapfrog, to become a springboard for you for many, many years to come. So friends, now that we have seen how the year 2026 is turning up for each of the rising sign natives or zodiac sign natives, do look into where your Lagna lords are going to be posited this year, what dasha antardasha you're going to be, for doshas and yogas, your dasha antardasha planets and your Lagna lord is going to be, because they will bring in their own flavor. So friends, like this video, share this video, and if you're looking for a personal consultation from me, please reach out to me, the link below. Till some other time, some other video. This is your friend astrologer and guide Irfan signing off. Ciao.